Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get to know me video to share a little bit about me and what this channel is going to be about. Hi, I'm Haley. I'm from Pearland, Texas, which is just south of Houston. I've always been passionate about books, which led me to create this channel, which I plan to post lifestyle and bookish content. And so here are some of my questions. What time do you usually go to bed? That depends on how tired I am. Sometimes I will go to bed around 10ish and I'll sit and be on my phone for like 2 hours or more, and sometimes I just go to sleep. It really depends on the day. My celebrity crushes, I have 4 at this very moment, and they are Glenn Powell, Quinn Hughes, Richard Madden, and Lewis Pullman. How would you rate your childhood on a scale from 1 to 10? It started as a 2. I had a lot of crazy things happening when I was little, like 5 or 6, and then it jumped to an 8 after we figured those things out. My middle name is Renee, and there's an apostrophe over the last E. My funniest memory from high school is I went on my senior trip, my senior year I went on my senior trip, and my family went to Greece. And before that, like a couple of months before, I said, I told all my teachers and all my professors and my administration, I was like, hey, I'm going on my senior trip, I'm going out of the country, do you want me to do some schoolwork? And all my teachers were like, yeah, we'll get it to you. And then a week before I was leaving, I said, hey, I haven't got anything from you. And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And one of my professors was like, oh yeah, history, like you're gonna do great over there. And so I came back after my trip. I did everything that I had, and then I came back and my professors were like, you're gonna fail senior year, you're gonna have to repeat it. And the administration was like, no, you have to pass her because you said you were giving her notes. It's just one of my funniest memories. My favorite holiday is Christmas. My best trait about myself is, I think it's my best trait, is that I have a kind heart, and so when I start to care about something, I care with it with all my heart, and it destroys me if it doesn't work. My favorite restaurant is La Casita. It is a Mexican food restaurant near me. It's between Pearland and Friendswood. It's like a little hole-in-the-wall place. It's amazing. I'm actually going there tomorrow. Or yesterday, by the time this video is posted. The one thing, let's see, favorite trait. The most interesting fact about me is that I'm right-handed when I write and play volleyball, but I'm left-handed in everything else. So I'll eat, I'll pick up things, I'll do a lot of things left-handed. The first thing I notice about people is their smile, and then I watch how they act with other people, and then I'm like, okay, I want that person in my life, or I don't really want that person in my life. My favorite piece of clothing is hoodies. I have a bunch of them. I have a Texas Longhorn one that I wear only for Texas Longhorn football games. I wear it sometimes during volleyball games and baseball games. And then I have a solid gray hoodie that I wear only when Minnesota Wild play. It's my lucky hoodie. Well, actually, it's my Quinn Hughes lucky hoodie. Every time I wore it, Quinn wins. Quinn Hughes wins. His team wins. And then I have a red one that doesn't have anything on it that I wear during New Jersey Devils games. My favorite flavor, let's see. I did go to college. I went to 3 different colleges, and I'm working on my 4th right now. I went to San Jacinto College, I went to a school in Dallas called Brookhaven, and I went to Alvin Community College. And right now, I'm going to SNHU online. My longest relationship was 2 years, and it was miserable. What would or have you named your children? I don't have any kids, but if I named them, I have a boy name and I have 2 girl names picked out. So a boy name would be Carell, and it's Karel, but it's Czech, and so it's pronounced Carl. And then for the girls, I have Laverne and Hattie. My favorite subject in high school was history, which is obvious because that's what I'm majoring in now. Favorite flavor of ice cream is cookies and cream. My first job, I was a youth club volleyball coach. I coached 13s, and I coached like little itty bitties, like 5-year-olds. The number one thing on my bucket list is, the first thing on my bucket list is to go back to Greece, because that's where I took my senior trip, but do a historical tour, so like ancient Greece and all that. My go-to hairstyle, it depends really. So most of the time it's down if it's like clean, and then it's in a bun, but I have really bad migraines, so I wear a lot of braids. So it just a variety of braids. So sometimes I do 2 French braids, and then I do 1 full long one, and then another style that I've been doing lately that hasn't been really putting too much weight on, too much pressure on my head, is 2 braids that start right here that crisscross. It's really nice. I have been to quite a few concerts. I haven't been to any festival. That's a lie. I've been to quite a few concerts. We have the rodeo here in Houston. It starts in like 2 weeks. And it goes till March. So we always got tickets every year. And then just recently, in the last couple of 5 years, we've been going to, one side of my family is from a small town called Gonzales, and they host a Come and Take It celebration festival, and so we've been going to that. If I could change one bad habit of mine, what would it be? The one thing that I would change is I pick at my fingernails all the time, especially when I'm nervous, when things aren't going well and I'm like, ugh, I pick on my fingernails. Memorable childhood memory would be getting to meet my grandparents, my great grandmother. She died a couple of years after I got to see her for the first couple times, and a story that resonates with me from her is when I was little, I would always hold her hand, and I would just be like, hold on like this to her, and she would always be like, don't touch me, don't touch me, and she's like, you're not scared? And I would always look at her like, what are you talking about? Why would I be scared? You're my family. And she would always say that little kids would get scared of her scaly hands. And I'd be like, no, I love you. And she cried. One of my pet peeves, or a couple of my pet peeves, is when you're at a restaurant and you're trying to eat with your family and someone in the room at another table is talking really loud for no reason. Or when parents let their kids scream in a restaurant for no reason, or that they bribe them into behaving. That gets me mad. I don't have any pets. I always had dogs growing up. Well, I had a cat one year, or a couple of years, and then it ran away. But I haven't got a dog since my last dog, Sam, my German Shepherd, passed away. She was hit by a car. I have 2 siblings, one older, one younger brother. I live in the city, but I prefer the country. Social media platform that I use the most. I'm more active on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I don't post as much as I want to, but that's where I'm most active. So when people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm on TikTok. The one thing I wish people knew about me was I'm very kind. And I promise that I like you even if I don't know you, even though my face says I don't. My favorite book is The Little Prince. That's my favorite book. I have 2 favorite series. One of them is obviously Harry Potter, and then Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. My favorite color is blue, but it's like a light blue, so it's like North Carolina blue. My dream job as a child was a marine biologist or zookeeper. My favorite TV quote is from Criminal Minds, season 7. I'm trying to find out what episode it's in. Hold on. Season 7, episode 6. and it's Penelope Garcia and Aaron Hotchner talking, and Aaron Hotchner says, Garcia, I need you to pull a list of patients in the area with any form of blood cancer. And Penelope responds and says, I will make HEPA my bitch, sir. It's one of my favorite quotes. I have traveled to 3 different countries, but I'm going to add in the United States because I've been to most of the states. So I've been to England, I've been to Turkey, and to Greece. I played volleyball and soccer. My favorite movie is, well, I have 2, is Top Gun, the first one, and Top Gun Maverick, the second one. Favorite animal is the whale sharks. When I went to Hawaii one year, we did an offshore diving trip and we had excursion, and we got to swim with whale sharks, and the guide that was with us was able to scan the whale shark that we were in, and we were swimming with a whale shark named Steve, and it was really cool. Books that have changed my life. So the very first book that changed my life was The Little Prince. It was the first book that I ever got to finish because I do have dyslexia, and so it was the first book I got to finish. And then the second book is the Harry Potter. It was the very first chapter book series that I ever read, and then Angels and Demons after. That's the book that I go back to every year. I speak English fluently, and I can speak a little bit of French. I took it for 4 years, and then I started having really bad migraines, and so they think that I had like a brain bleed, and so I lost all my French. I can speak a little bit of Czech and a little bit of foreign. My favorite things to do when I have free time is to read. I'm a really big book reader. My favorite sports teams are the Minnesota Wild, the Texas Longhorns, the Houston Rockets, the Houston Dash, and the Dynamo, which is the girls and guys teams, the Astros, the Texans. My favorite Netflix show is, I don't have Netflix, but I pirate it. It's called The Crown. It's about the royal family. I've had 7 boyfriends. Yeah, 7 boyfriends. My favorite clothing brand is Aerie. I wear a lot of their stuff. It's a subgroup of American Eagle. I am single. I was born in 1999. I am 5'7". If I could live anywhere, where would it be? I would either want to live in Greece or in Hawaii or Italy. Those are my places. Those are my ideas. My role model is my grandmother, Laverne. She was a seamstress. She sewed a bunch of things for her for friends and people. She was everything. Some of my favorite shows are The Crown, Outer Range, Criminal Minds, and Once Upon a Time. I do have allergies. I'm allergic to penicillin and to peanuts. I resemble my mom the most. If you see my mom, you would know. We're literally the mini-me's. And my favorite sport right now is hockey. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It will really help this channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more bookish and lifestyle content.